Before the year really begins, let me ask you something. Quietly, what if the restlessness you feel right now isn't fear of the future, but awareness? Awareness that something inside you isn't aligned yet. Because before God changes a season, He prepares a heart. And that's why, right now, before resolutions, before plans, before motivation, you don't need predictions. You need psalms. These aren't polished words written from comfort. They were breathed out by people standing exactly where you are now, between what was and what's about to begin. Moments of uncertainty, moments of reflection, moments where faith feels quiet but necessary. Today, I want to walk with you through 7 psalms that matter at the start of a new year. And not just read them, but understand why they matter. Because here at WithReasons, every message has a reason, and every reason leads back to God. Psalm 1. Before you move forward, check where you're planted. Psalm 1 speaks first for a reason. It doesn't begin with blessings. It begins with direction. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord. Then David gives us an image we can't ignore, a tree planted by streams of water. Here's the reason this psalm matters at the beginning of a year. A new year doesn't automatically produce fruit. Alignment does. You can step into January full of hope, but if you're planted in the wrong soil, you'll still feel dry by March. God isn't just asking what you want this year. He's asking where you're rooted, because if you don't choose where you're planted, life will choose for you. Psalm 23. Because God is not your deadline. So many people enter a new year already exhausted, not from work, but from carrying unanswered prayers, carrying grief, carrying expectations that were never meant for your shoulders. And David says something that changes everything. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't say, I shall not struggle. He says, I shall not lack. Here's the reason this psalm matters right now. God is not rushing you. He is restoring you. Even if the year ahead includes valleys, you won't walk through them alone. Goodness and mercy aren't waiting at the finish line. They are already assigned to follow you. Psalm 27. Because fear doesn't leave when circumstances change. Psalm 27 confronts a fear we rarely say out loud. What if nothing changes? What if the same problems follow me into this year? David answers without hesitation. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Here's the reason this psalm matters. Fear doesn't disappear when life improves. It disappears when perspective changes. God doesn't promise a year without opposition. He promises a presence stronger than anything that stands against you. And when the Lord is your light, darkness doesn't get the final word. Psalm 37. For the waiting you didn't plan for now. Psalm 37. This psalm speaks directly to impatience, to watching others move forward while you feel stuck. David says, do not fret, trust in the Lord and do good. Delight yourself in Him. Here's the reason this psalm belongs at the start of a year. Rushing God's timing is one of the fastest ways to lose peace. Sometimes the delay you resent is the protection you'll later thank God for. You're not behind, you're being held. And what God holds, He doesn't abandon. Psalm 46. When the year brings what you can't control. Psalm 46 doesn't whisper. It breaks in like thunder. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Not distant, not delayed, present. Here's the reason this psalm is crucial. God doesn't promise you won't be shaken. He promises you won't be destroyed. And when He says, be still and know that I am God, He isn't telling you to do nothing. He's telling you to trust what you cannot control. Some battles are won by staying grounded, not frantic. Psalm 51. Because God builds futures on clean hearts. No one enters a new year empty-handed. We all carry something. Mistakes, regret, words we wish we could take back, moments we wish never happened. And David prays, "Create in me a clean heart, O God." Here's the reason this psalm matters. God doesn't build new futures on unrepented foundations. But hear this clearly. Repentance isn't humiliation, it's restoration. God doesn't shame you for where you fell. He renews you for where you're going. A clean heart makes room for a clear future. Psalm 91. Because protection isn't luck, it's proximity. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Here's the reason this psalm prepares your soul. Protection isn't luck, it's proximity. When you dwell with God, no season is wasted. Even hardship becomes purposeful in His presence. You may not know what the year holds, but you know who holds you. Before you move on, take a moment and breathe. Not because everything is solved, but because you don't have to carry everything at once. The Psalms were never meant to rush you forward. They were meant to steady you while life keeps moving. Each of these Psalms reminds us of something we often forget at the start of a year. That faith is not about controlling what comes next, but about trusting who walks with us into it. Some of these words may have felt comforting. Others may have felt uncomfortable. That's okay. Growth usually lives in the tension between the two. If one psalm stayed with you longer than the others, that may not be coincidence. It may be God gently pointing to the place where He wants to work first. You don't need to apply all 7 at once. You only need to start with the one your heart keeps returning to. Because alignment doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small, faithful steps taken in the right direction. Why these psalms matter together. Here's the truth tying all 7 psalms together. The year doesn't change you. What you stand on does. If you enter this season rooted like Psalm 1, rested like Psalm 23, fearless like Psalm 27, patient like Psalm 37, steady like Psalm 46, clean like Psalm 51, and covered like Psalm 91, you won't just survive the year, you'll grow through it. Because Psalms don't deny struggle, they teach you how to stand inside it. So before the year pulls you forward, don't rush past this moment. The God who carried you through the last season is already standing in the next one. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to With Reasons and turn on notifications. And tell me in the comments, which psalm do you feel you need most right now? Because here, every message has a reason, and every reason leads back to Him.